Hello data lovers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ruthie.D.analyst. I help beginners and career switchers transition into data analytics in a clear, simple, practical way without academic confusion. This channel is about data, everything data. So we've been talking about Excel, SQL, Power BI, and we've started our SQL for beginners, and we talked about the three musketeers in SQL. That is the select, from, and where. That is the first keywords you learn in SQL. So today we'll be diving deeper into analyzing with SQL. If SQL keywords ever look scary to you, this video will definitely change that. Our channel, the first video on SQL, we talked about SQL, what is SQL, and why it matters. But today we'll be going deeper into SQL, everything practical, and why you should use certain keywords. I'm going to teach you some keywords today that interviewers love, company use it daily, and most beginners struggle with all these SQL keywords. So today we'll be talking about a few of the SQL keywords after learning your select, from, where keywords. So we'll be going deeper into the next phase of SQL keywords. By the end of this video, you will actually know when and how to use these certain keywords. If you're learning SQL for jobs, interview, or real-world data work, you are exactly where you need to be. Don't forget to like, share this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell button so when our video pops up, you get to see the video first. Let's dive into our video. Let's get started. So we started with our HR analysis database, and today we are diving deeper into 4 SQL keywords. So for us to be able to see our data, like we talked about in our previous video, we talked about the 3 musketeers, select, from, where. So for us to be able to see our video, we'll say select or from HR data. Then we end with our semicolon, and this is our data. It returned 310 records. That's 310 records. So this is our records. Now I said we're going to check, we're going to start with some keywords in SQL. Let's start with ALIAS. So you can remember I said if we want to write comments in SQL, we make use of the double dash. So let's answer some questions, because I said we're going to be going practical, not theory. So this question says, return last and first name, alias full name, department ID, salary, date of hire of employees whose first name does not contain the letter V in it, and our departments in ascending order. So this question, it seems we have almost everything we want to talk about in this question. We have some certain keywords that we are going to make use of in this particular question. So I said we're going to talk about alias, like keywords. We're going to talk about order by. We're going to talk about order by keywords. We're going to talk about between. So let's see, maybe if any question comes up again, if other keywords will be in it. But for this lecture, we're going to talk about the alias, like, order by, and between keywords in SQL. So these are some keywords you need to know how to make use of. So it says return last name, alias full name. So alias is simply is simply giving a column or a table a temporary name. A temporary name. So now we have our, you can see my cursor, we have last name column, we have first name column. So it's telling us that we want it together. We don't want it as first and last name. We don't want it to return our results, our insights that we want to bring out from this data. We don't want it to return the last name and the first name. We want it together. And if it's together, we want it to be named, the column should be named full name. So ALIAS simply means giving a column or a table a temporary name. So giving it that name, nothing changes in the data. It doesn't change. You are just making it clearer for maybe a stakeholder that is going to review your data later on to understand what you've done. So it's like giving a column a temporary name, but nothing changes in the data. So now, instead of showing first name and last name, we want it to show as the full name, as the question has said. Return last name and first name, alias full name. So now let's start. So for us to be able to return that, for us to join it together, the first and last name, you know, in Excel you would have done concatenate, joining text together. So we use that in SQL to also join text together. So I'm going to make use of the concat. Then in it, we are telling it to join the last name, comma, and the first name. So that's what we're telling SQL to do. So how do we make use of our alias to make it a column name called full name? So alias, we say as. So we want it full name. That's just it. As simple as ABC. So select concatenate. We are joining the last name and the first name together, making it giving it a temporary name as full name. That is alias, as full name. So it also says, the question also says, so you just break it down and answer the question step by step so you don't get confused. So full name. Then next, department ID. It says we should return department ID. So department ID. Then it also says salary. So salary. What are we? Okay, it says date of hire. So we also return date of hire of employees. So I think that is all we are returning. So we are returning all this column name from this database. The question is specific because it just wants us to return certain columns from our data. As you can see, we have lots of columns in this database, lots of columns. So but the question is saying, I just want to see the full name, that is, join the last name and the first name together using the keyword alias. When you say alias, when they say name another column as this, you already know you are making use of alias in SQL. So return the full name, the data, the department ID, salary, and date of hire. That is everything we just need to know. So after this, where are we returning it from? What is the name of our table? So from, let me break it here. From what is our table name? HR data. So now it says whose first name does not contain the letter V in it. Whose name does not contain the letter V in it. So once you see this type of question, what you should make use of is, what your brain should go with is like. We're making use of the like keyword. The like keyword. So let me write the definition of alias. I said alias simply means given a column or table a temporary name. So you already know why we're having error here. Our double dash was omitted. So now it says whose first name does not contain the letter V in it. Once you see this kind of question, you already know the next thing you're supposed to do is to use the like keyword. And like keyword is used to search for pattern in text. The like keyword is used to search for patterns in text, and it helps you find values that look similar, not exactly the same. So for example, like what we're saying, the name that contains letter V in it. So you can also see a question that says, I want names that start with A, or I want emails that contains Gmail. You know, we have Yahoo Mail, we have work emails. So you can say we want emails that contains Gmail. So that is when we make use of the like keyword. And we also say we can see words that ends with a certain letter. So like usually works with the perfect sign. So that sign means anything before and after. So let me pen it down. Like I explained, I said like is used to search for patterns in text. So now we've answered the first set of the question. They say whose first name does not contain the letter V in it. So after saying our from HR, we've gotten this column from our table, that is HR data. So where, let me break it here, where the first name, say what the first name does not contain letter V in it. So V so once they say does not contain letter V in it, so that's why I'm using not like. So once you're using the like keywords, we make use of the percentage sign. So the percentage in the first and the percentage in the last. Why the letter V is inside? Because it said does not contain the letter V in it. So don't worry, we're going to make use of different examples with this like keywords. So you know how to use, when they say you want a letter that starts with A, there's a certain way you write it with the like keywords. So it said whose first name does not contain the letter V in it. We've answered this already. Then they now say department in ascending order. I know everybody know ascending and descending. So they said department in ascending order. So let's break it here. So once they say in ascending order, we use our order by, because the order by is one of the most important keywords. Order by controls how your results are sorted. So the order by controls how your results are sorted. said order by is one of the most important keywords in SQL. Order by controls how your results are sorted. So you can sort data from smallest to biggest, from biggest to smallest, that is from A to Z or Z to A. So ascending means ascending. ASC means ascending order. This ASC, you can see my cursor. ASC means ascending order, while DESC means descending order. So if your data is not ordered, it could look messy. So order by makes your output clean and professional. So we say order by, department ID. So not necessarily we put our ascending order, because in SQL, once you use order by the column name, we've already told SQL that we want it in ascending order. But if you want it in descending order, you have to input your descending keyword, the descending beside your column name. So but we're making use, the question says department ID in ascending order, so we're making use of the ascending order. We're not going to input anything into the. So now let's run our data. Let's run our query. Voila. So now we have our full name. What we said, we don't want it to return last name and first name. We want it to return it as full name. That is the alias I talked about. Simply means giving a column or table a temporary name. So this result doesn't mean our data, anything has happened to our data. So it's still the same, but our result is showing, yes, it's ordered. So it's returned the full name, department ID, salary, and date of hire. So we said the department ID should be in ascending order. As you can see, can you see it is in ascending order, 1 before 2, that is the smallest to the highest, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So it's returned, let's see how many rows it's returned. It's returned 301 rows, 301 rows. So now you can see our dates, our data. So now you can see that, oh, once your boss sees this, you can see that, oh, okay, this is the full name. Instead of searching for last name and first name, the name is already together, and our department ID, you can see the salary and date of hire. So we've touched the alias, the like, and the order by. Let's look at more questions. So our second question, return last name and first name, alias full name, salary, mobile number, where salary between 17,000 and 9,000. So you already know how to join two columns together and renaming it, giving it a temporary name. So now we're just going to save our time, we're just going to copy this and paste it here. So select concatenate first name as alias full name. So that is done. Then it also says we should return salary. It also says we should return mobile number. So we're returning this. So where are we returning it from? We're returning it from our HR data. So it says where salary between 17,000 and 9,000. So we say where, we're going to make use of our where clause. You know, the where clause filters data. it filters information from our data. So where salary so now it says between 17,000 and 9,000. So here comes our fourth keyword, between. We said we're going to talk about some keywords today. So between is used to filter values within a range. Is used to filter values within a range. So it can be salary, like the example we have here. Just a perfect example. It could be salary between two amounts. So that is what we're about to answer here. Between 17,000 and 9,000. It could be date, between two periods of time. It could be between when you were hired and between when you left the organization. So we make use of the between keywords. It could be scores, between two numbers. So one important thing to remember is between is inclusive. That means it involves both the starting value and the ending value. So this keyword is very useful in report and data analysis. So let's make use of this keyword. So we have salary between 17,000 and 9,000. So that's just it. Then let's run our query. So it appears we don't have a salary between this figure. So let's say between 10,000 and 6,000. Let's run our query again. Okay, still we don't have any salary between this. Okay, let's check. Maybe so. Let me run the data and see the ranges we have for our salary. Oh, we have 62,000, 104,000. Oh, okay. That means our values we're putting in is too low. So let me say between because of the numbers in our data set. So let's say between and 104,000. Let's say between these and see what it returns. Okay, that means these are the salaries between the range, the number range, the salary range. So this is the output. So let's see how many records it returned. So this is the question. So it returned 12 records. 12 records. So it's just 12 employees that are receiving this salary between these ranges. Just 12 employees receiving the salary between this salary range. So let's see, answer more questions. Let's see, answer more questions. So question 3 says return employee first name salary that ends with T. You know, we made use of a question that said first name that contains letter V in it, and we said the like statement is used to search for pattern in text. So once you see this kind of question that ends with T, first name, salary name, first name that ends with T. So you already know we are bringing out our first name, so we say select first name, last name, salary from our HR data, because that is where we're pulling out the information from. So we want the first name that ends with T. Okay, in the question last name wasn't included, so let's remove the last name. So where first name, like, so make use of our quotes. Then I said once you're using like, we make use of the percentage sign. So it say ends with T, so we start with the percentage sign and our letter T, because it is ending with T, that ends with T. Then we close the quotes and end with our semicolon. You know, in SQL you must always end your query with a semicolon, just like your English language. Once you're writing an essay, writing an article, once you finish a particular statement, you must end it with a full stop. So in SQL you end it with a semicolon. So once we run it, we're going to see all the first name that ends with T. So let's check how many records did it return. It returned 7 records. So you can see Scout, Vincent, Scott, Brigadier, Ernest. So this returned everybody name that ends with letter T was returned. So that is how to make use of the like keywords. And any question you come across, say that ends or starts or the second letter is, you know you're making use of the like keywords. So our fourth question, return records that starts with C and ends with Y. You already know is you're making use of the like keywords. Return records that starts with C and ends with Y. So it says return records. So we are not returning any column. We are returning all the records. So select all. From where are we pulling out the data from? Our HR data. So it said where the start with C and ends with Y. So where last name, like, so it says that starts with C. Always know you have to put it inside a quote. So like that starts with C. So we're going to first of all C and ends with like, so and ends with Y. So we put in our percentage sign that ends with Y and our quote. Okay, don't forget your semicolon. So once you run it, so definitely your last name, you can see the last name is showing our employees whose name starts with C and ends with Y. You can see Caddy, Corey, Clocky, Kathy. So they ends with C and ends with Y. So let's check how many records did it return. It returns 4 records. 4 records. So this is how to make use of the like keyword. Like I said, don't forget the like is used to search for patterns in text. It's used to search for patterns in text. So there are a lot of examples that you can make use of all these keywords that we've talked about. So if you want more practical questions, more interview examples, don't forget to comment on this video and I will send it to you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So let's go in with our last question for today. Return value that starts with A and ends with at least 3 characters, at least 3 characters. So this is another form of using the like keyword in SQL. So it says we're going to start with our select. If you know you don't understand this first part, you can watch our previous video where we talked about the 3 musketeers, SQL for beginners. We talked about how to make use of the select, from, and where keywords. So if it's quite difficult for you in this video, our previous video explains it explicitly, so you can watch and understand how to make use of the select, from, where keywords. So from our HR data, where the first name, like, so going with our quote first. So it says that starts with A, we write our words, and at least 3 characters. Then you make use of your underscore 1, 2, 3. That's it. Then your, don't forget your percentage sign, and you end it with your, close your quote. So let's see. So now our first, they said at least 3 characters. You can see this says Alex. After A we have 1, 2, 3. So it says at least, that means we can have more, but the least is 3. You can't see any name less than 3 characters after the letter A. Let's search if you would see. I bet you won't see it. Can you see April, Alex, Amon, Antonia, Fred? You can't see any letter that has less than 3 characters after the letter A. Adele, can you see? So this is how to make use of the like keywords. So today we went over, we talked about our ALIAS, we talked about ALIAS, like, order by, and between. So I hope you like this video, and if this video has helped you, you've learned something from this video, even though it's just one thing, don't hesitate to like this video, subscribe, share to friends, let them watch. It really would help somebody preparing for a data interview or just upskilling in their skills. See you in the next video.
Today, you've learned some keywords you see everywhere. Alias for clarity, like for searching for text, between for ranges, thereby for sorting results. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notification so that you can see the video once I drop the next episode. If you want practice questions or interview examples, drop a comment below. I'll see you in the next SQL lesson.